Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about, I am so disgusted. UberEats driver calls out customer who tip baited her, making only $2 on an originally $15 order. Yeah, one of the most frustrating parts of Uber Eats is the concept of tip baiting. They will place a tip on the app only to take it back after. This is a toxic practice from really scumbag customers. And quite honestly, it needs to stop. Uber really does need to put a fix on it. But for some reason, they haven't yet. So with that said, I want to go over what is being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. The topic of tip baiting has gone viral on TikTok once again after one driver who works for both Uber Eats and Doordash recently discovered firsthand what the term means. The driver, a TikToker named Sarah, The Life of Sarah, posted a 3-minute video sharing what happened in her first tip baiting experience. I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Tip baiting occurs when customers add a large tip before getting their order in hopes of receiving it faster. Then they remove or reduce the tip after the order has been delivered. The Daily Dot previously covered a video from TikTok user Owen Lindstrom, who said tip baiting is one of the worst things a delivery driver can encounter. First of all, I actually made a video covering that exact story. I'll leave it in the description. Feel free to check it out. And honestly, yeah, this is one of the worst things that a delivery driver can encounter. So not only they made us use our expenses, use our car, use our resources for them to screw us over, that should be illegal. The fact that Uber allows this at all is disgusting. And yeah, it's usually the first one that always sticks with you for a long time, because then you have trust issues after that. In her clip, Sarah says she is disgusted by the practice. She says she accepted an order for $15 that was in a 3 to 4 mile radius. She immediately hopped on the order and picked it up from the merchant. When she looked at the order notes, she saw that the customer requested a whole heaping handful of ketchup, 2 things of water, a bunch of sauces, and a bunch of napkins and straws. I don't know if she could even see a $15 order at that point. Uber Eats only shows about $8 of the tip, so for it to be reduced, it would end up being $7 or something like that, which means it was declined a lot before it even got to him. I don't know if this is as legit as they're making it out to be. Although I can imagine the concept of somebody asking for a whole lot of stuff for a group of people and then tip baiting you and that being frustrating. Sarah explains that anyone who works for Uber Eats, DoorDash, or other food delivery services knows that merchants can be a-holes. Many restaurants don't appreciate or allow people, even delivery drivers, to collect extra condiments without paying for them. But Sarah says she tried her luck anyway and asked the cashier if she can get any additional items. I mean, that's really all you could do at that point. Not all merchants want to actually provide the extra ketchup, silverware, and whatnot. You just gotta do what you gotta do. The cashier told Sarah no, but the store manager had a different response. She says the manager flirted with her and eventually gave her the extra items. I'm just saying, if that was a gig worker doing that, they would be deactivated. Manager does it, oh, it's all fair game. When Sarah got to the customer's house, she was outside waiting. I handed her her food, piping hot, everything in the bag that she asked for, 2 whole things of waters, and she said, "Thank you," the TikToker says. I said, "You're welcome, everything's in the bag, it's all hot, everything's good to go, I appreciate you for the tip." She smiled and said, "Have a good day." Honestly, I would have just capped it at "have a nice day," and not even remind her of the tip thing, because she knows she can reduce it at that point. After leaving, Sarah waited about an hour to see what her earnings from the order were. She says the delivery service apps give customers an hour to increase their tip. She didn't realize that they can also reduce or remove their tip during that period. Instead of $15, she said she only made $2 from that order, the basic pay she makes to take the order in the first place. It's definitely an Uber Eats order that we're talking about. Uber Eats is the only one to where after like an hour, hour and a half, then you can actually see the earnings for the order. Convinced that something was wrong, Sarah went on social media to investigate and found that tip baiting is a common occurrence. After messaging other delivery drivers, she realized she was tip baited. It's always the first time to where you're just like so frustrated by it. Like after a while, you're kind of just jaded, and there is a level of frustration, but there is a level of just jaded baiting you get from it, but the first time always hurts the most, man. So you mean to tell me I went the extra effing mile for this customer like I do every other customer, and they do me like that? Sarah says in the video I had to deal with a guy gawking about my eyes and my lips, and how if I wasn't married he would shoot his shot for that. Are you effing kidding me? Like I said, it's always the first one. Honestly, I would still report that manager, man. That just feels really gross to deal with. Sarah adds that she's always nice and respectful to customers, and she makes sure that they get their food hot. She always has a smile on her face and wishes every customer the best day, she says. Look, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do as a customer or as a driver, really. There are just gonna be terrible people that really just want the worst for everybody and will act in such a two-faced way just to screw you over. But the fact that these people are literally tip baiting to get their effing way and then taking it right back, oh, that's ballsy, the TikToker says. You do know we know your address, right? That doesn't occur to you? One day it's going to the wrong person, just saying. You know, that is a good point that she's bringing up. There are a lot of people in the gig economy that are not the cleanest of characters, let's say that. Does that occur to the customer? They hear the horror stories of drivers and customers being like the worst people. The video prompted a debate about tipping culture. Some commenters said Uber Eats and Doordash customers shouldn't be allowed to remove their tips. Uber Eats has that option, Doordash does not. Let's clarify that. And yeah, Uber Eats shouldn't allow it, but they do. Once they tip, that should be it. Shouldn't be able to take it back, one user comment. Facts, man. I blame Uber for allowing customers to make those changes. They should have to prove that you provided bad service, another viewer said. I mean, it really depends on the person. Honestly, I don't think that proof is really something that they should be having the opportunity to provide. Once you tip, that's it. You tipped. None of this tip baiting nonsense. In fact, I would give up the prospect of being able to receive a higher tip just for the guarantee of the tip still being there by the time I'm done. That's just a personal opinion. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, but that's my opinion on it. Others said companies should pay their workers a living wage so that customers aren't expected to tip. You do realize that the costs of the orders will go up because of our salaries going up. You think CEOs are gonna have it taken out of their paychecks? Hell no! Yet you don't really think about this stuff very much. Unfortunately, America has to stop this tip earning thing and should up the salaries or pays, one user said. Look, we all want a higher base pay. Let's be realistic. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. And stop saying salaries. We're not employees, we're independent contractors. Should the pay be higher? Yes, but that's not always gonna be the case. Another user wrote, I wish tips were removed completely and companies actually paid their workers a fair salary to begin with. Some viewers speculated customers' reasons for tip baiting. It's cause people on here saying they won't take an order if there's no or low tip, so people found a way around it. Not right, but that's gotta be it, one user said. That's possible for sure, but at the same time, that doesn't make it right to have that as an option on the app. The Daily Dot previously covered a TikToker known as the Gig Doctor, who posted a viral video about why it isn't worth it for DoorDash drivers to take orders that are small or have no tips. I actually made a video covering the latest instance of the Gig Doctor going viral. I will leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. The fact that tip baiting is a thing to begin with is disgusting, and it shouldn't be on any app, let alone Uber Eats, DoorDash, or GrubHub. Currently, the only apps that have tip baiting as an option is Walmart Spark, Uber Eats, and Instacart. But it shouldn't be on any app. And quite frankly, customers that do this are real scumbags. Now, is there a point that she brought up the driver can go back and have a thing about it? Yeah, but they're risking their account doing that. To be fair, though, there have been times to where I've received tips much further after the fact because of system glitches and all that. But that being said, that's not necessarily what's happening here. The only other thing I will say about this is that I'm not 100% certain that this is actually what happened to her. Because again, Uber Eats has a tip system for us to where we only see up to $8 of the tip. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made made a whole video about that as well. I'll leave it in the description. Feel free to check it out. But the point is that the $15 order shouldn't be possible to be seen if there's only a $2 base pay. The math ain't mathin' on that. Now, could she be exaggerating for the TikTok so it could go viral easier? Sure, but I don't know about that. Either way, tip baiting needs to be removed as an option. It needs to stop, and quite honestly, bad customers need to be held accountable for being bad. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!